Filtered out probably by...
Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We're here to filter it out.
Damn it, Mike.
He 100% just waits and then just like
Yeah.
sets people up. That's just how
I
it
sure
is.
do.
Yeah.
I
Fuck
sure
you.
do. Welcome to the
fucking
show.
fucked.
We're back. This is my new house. You're in it. Welcome. It's now called Smash Kingdom. I own it. I was renting the mountain. Now I own the kingdom, so it's a different thing. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is episode whatever it is of Void. Here we go, season 3. Oh, God, it's been a weekend.
4.
I'm exhausted, guys. I'm just here. I'm here to be a face, to fill a hole in the screen of boxes. That being said, if you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is our Patreon. Link for that down below. Also, join our Discord, talk about this show, all the other shows, all the other things like how cute Gnome looks in those headphones and not the tiny pink earbuds that he thinks look cuter.
Cute.
And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Dot gets to do whatever the hell she wants to us. Usually it's terrifying and horrible. And two, more importantly, every single dollar that goes into that goes to fill... Wait, no, what goes to fill? Yeah, fill the pockets and wallets of the wonderful faces you see here before you. So yeah, if you want to support the cast, fill that
Use
bar.
it to feed my cat.
Feed Dot's cat. That's... Wow, if you don't help Dot feed her cat, how can you go to sleep at night? That being
Guilt.
said, Dot...
This
Take
is
us
a
into-
Jewish story. Oh my god.
Take us into space where you fill us with more guilt, Dot.
Oh, everybody, we are back.
Oh, no.
Before we went live, we were chatting about the events of last episode, and as much as I could tell them to you, I feel like each character had their own rather interesting experience. So I'm gonna let the cast popcorn what they remember from last episode.
We in deep shit.
Why is that, Paul?
Someone went a knocking and someone's gonna be
Yeah, okay, that's right. At the end, there was a proverbial space knock at the door over the intercom, and the local authorities here on this space station that you're parked in are searching for fugitives that may have escaped the explosion at the nearby prison. But there was a lot of other things that happened before that knock came.
Oh, well, we just decided to pass the time while we were refueling with, your basic gin removal.
Just a deep clean of one's soul.
There's, it's one of those things that the crew of the Defiant has to do regularly because the ship, it's...
You might say we have a gin festation.
No, I would not say that.
No,
I would most definitely not say that.
I would.
This ship is a bit of a beacon for the Jinn, but one in particular has taken housing inside of our dear Lamara, and inside of a jar, a container. She has resided, and the crew thought it due time, because of its volatility and possibility of, radioactive explosion, to alleviate Lamara of her unwanted guest. Through a daft effort by a player that's not with us tonight, Alia was able to, because they had nowhere else to put it, was able to fill a piece of glass that's now warped into kind of a orb filled with the Jin's essence. And then came a rap tap tapping at your chamber door. We'll pick up with the sound of the static of that call over the radio. You will be boarded. Unlock your doors.
I switch over comms and I say, We're getting boarded. They're looking for fugitives. And then I click the unlock button.
Now remind me where everybody was at. Was Alia with Lamara in Medbay? That is afterwards. Am I crazy? No.
She hadn't gotten that far yet.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where they were.
I think we were all together, and it was just that perfect time. Tal left the group because we were saying we need to go to Coriolis now.
That's
now.
right.
But we couldn't
So-
because it's at 96% fueling.
As soon as Tal says that, I imagine Alia perks up a little bit at the term fugitive that probably comes across the mouth of everybody. She scoops Lamara up and runs to what you presume is probably the medbay or somewhere to hide the two of them. Leaving Malik, Sul, Tamir, and Tao standing around this black orb on the ground. It's about yay big. A disaster. This room is turned over. Malik's bedroom. And you can hear the buzzing at the door itself, like the attachment to the main chamber.
Yeah, Tal's going to the main door. She was already on her way. There was somebody at the...
Great.
I think Malik is in the medbay.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was Malik, Tal, and Lamara were in the medbay.
Yeah, we were having a talk in the med bay. Everybody else was...
Oh,
in the
even
room.
better.
Yeah.
Even better. So do the two
I'm
of
on
you
my
leave?
way out.
Great. Do the two of you leave the medbay?
I think when Tal gets up, Malik stops and says, "Hey, what are we doing with everyone?"
Alia and Lamara should hide together.
Why would
Figure it
Lamara
out.
hide? She's unconscious.
I guess we can just leave her here then.
How big is the hold? Is it only two people? Because, I mean, isn't Sul an escaped criminal that we exploded a planet for?
He was there for his dad. I don't know how... I don't know how detailed they get on this. Figure it out. I have to go to the front of the ship. People are coming in.
Okay, sure.
Y'all are supposed to be smart.
Okay.
I'm in. Well, I forgot, where was I? I was still in that room, right? With the okay.
Mm.
Then I imagine you see Alia, because Alia was in there with you, right? With this orb. She kind of looks at... I imagine she looks at you, and then she kind of bolts to hide, because Alia is a legit fugitive, and takes the orb with her.
Cool. Sul,
Yes.
come with me. And Tamir looks like a kid who has like oregano in a pouch, but still knows that like mom's gonna search the room and be really upset and not like understand that it's not his oregano. And so he is grabbing Sul and just dragging him to the smuggler's hole.
I would
Like,
follow.
Shifts some stuff over, patches in the little code, undoes whatever blocking mechanism is there, flips up the panel, and it just like tugs its soul.
I hold myself. What are you doing?
You need to get in here now.
Why?
You are a fugitive, Sul.
I was put in there because they thought I was someone else.
You are still Sul.
They
Son
don't-
of a piece of shit.
Yeah, but that piece of shit's bye-bye. It's not my fault. And for all they know, I had nothing to do with the explosion. Why do I have to hide? For all encompasses, all of my misdemeanors were never actually tracked. So realistically, I was never really charged with anything bad. Otherwise, I'd be a bad assassin. And if they search the ship and they find me in a hole, then guess what? That's when they're going to start searching for me. And that's when they're going to find out that I killed 197 people for no reason.
Camera cuts on those words to Tao, who makes it to the front of the ship. There's another.
I unlock.
There stands definitely a colonial marshal, nicely padded armor behind two less padded, probably more mercenaries out here, but they do wear official badging on whatever kind of jumpsuit they wear. And they carry guns. And this man seems quaint and rather middle-aged, actually, and tired. And he says, "I'm sorry to bother you, ma'am. I know you are refueling and almost ready to go, but we just got a mandatory order from Coriolis. It seems that there was a outbreak at a nearby prison, and we are to search every vessel for fugitives. Retinal scans included."
All right, if you have to. Just dredging for metals and artifacts here.
It's a dangerous business out there, and he kind of, gestures out the window. You'd be better off searching elsewhere. The only thing you'll actually dig up worth any value is probably not something you want to toy with. I've seen many a pirate not come back.
Well, I have a patron who likes artifacts. It's worth it for me.
So be it. Who am I to judge a pirate's life? And he kind of pushes past you. Looks around. He says, "Oh, right." As if they all say that. He says, he kind of points to one. He goes, "Down there, search all the rooms. Down there, search all the rooms. When you're done, run retinal scans on everybody you find."
I just kind of stand there by the door. I lean up against the wall and just cross my arms, paying attention to what they're doing. But
great. He sits with you. He doesn't. He's not here for the grunt work. That's why he's got the two guys with him. And he has a seat with you, and he says, "Are you the captain?"
Yes.
It's a nice ship.
Take care of it.
Much better than other pirate ships I've been on.
Not a pirate. Just a freighter.
Yeah. Sorry, Mike. I'm gonna have to ignore your chatter for a minute, because I know that already. And he says, "Well, you, came out here for junk. Did you find anything?"
Yeah, had to space it.
You came all the way here to space your junk? It's illegal to dump in the system.
No. I still have what I really came here for. Well, no. What I really came here for was artifacts, hoping I could find one.
Ancient artifacts.
Get lucky every once in a while.
So you did find something?
Yeah.
What is it? He kind of leans in with a little bit of off the books interest.
To be honest, as soon as we started looking at it, shadows started moving funny and the door opened.
The idol. He kind of nods. One of those things that keep pirates from coming back.
Well, we got some medals while we were here, so it wasn't a wasted trip.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. You didn't happen to pass by through the asteroid field, did you?
I, as a player, cannot remember at the moment if we actually did or not. And
you had to get Sewell because the prison was in the asteroid belt.
Gotcha. And
Precious
knowing
metals, though, are in asteroids.
Yes, I know. Hold on. I'm asking questions for myself because Tal would know how to answer this and everything like that. I want to make sure I have the same knowledge as her. Would we, to get through the portal and to get to the portal station, would we have had to go through that? Or is it like definitely out of the way and then coming back?
The prison is definitely out of the way and was probably well hidden. Like, you need to know where it is, but it is in the asteroid belt. You get the idea or the feeling, Tal, that he's pumping you for information.
Yeah.
He's trying to see if you've passed through there. Are you guilty? While keeping his cool.
Yeah. Tal would say, in response to that, well, we make a couple passes nearby because it's always worth trying to get some metal off the edges, but I wouldn't want to go too far into that. Never know what you're going to find there. That's not worth it.
He says, so you travel all the way out here from Coriolis. Most of our junkers are within the surrounding systems.
Like I said, artifacts.
Well, I'm sorry that you found a both priceless and worthless one.
Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't.
I said, I'd call you lucky. You're the only... I've only met one other pirate who survived the idol. His mind was not as, strong as yours. He stands and he says, well, I guess I should assure that the mercenaries are doing their jobs, yes? He says, I almost forgot. And he pulls back his wrist, and you can see he's got like a thing on it, and he kind of boops into it, and he cocks his wrist, and when it does, a green light like beams out of it, narrow and long, and he points it right into your eyes, and it scans your eyes real fast. Information pops up. Tuma. Boop, 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 boop. Respectable jobs your parents have. You're out here. A junker. I bet they're proud. And he kind of pulls his arm down and like zips it up. And he stands and he says, well, everything here looks normal. And he heads down the hallway. And the camera cuts and rewinds just a... Actually, does Tal say anything as he walks off?
No.
Okay. I always want to make sure, because Tal always has...
No, she doesn't need to. Tal knows what she's done. She doesn't need approval of this dude.
I love it. And he heads off. The camera cuts and rewinds just a little bit. I think we're going to start with Malik.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, uh-huh. Is that what you look like as the door open to the med bay?
No, I think... How long has it been since Tal left? Like, only, like, less than 5 minutes? Between then and now?
Less than. Yeah, I would say about 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think he is tending to Lamara when the door open.
There's a... Like I said, mercenary, right? Jumpsuit, belt, has some kind of official badge, but doesn't seem to be in a uniform per se. They're strapped with some kind of large weapon in hands, like an automatic rifle of some kind, and he can't be more than like 20 or 21. He's kind of a young dude. Square jaw, he looks very official. Or he tries to look very official, and he says, I'm here to scan your eyes.
Can you hand me that right there? The syringe, the red one, next to the left.
Sir, would you
You have to walk here, so just grab it and bring it on your way, please. Just on your way over here to scan whatever you got to scan, just bring it over here. If you can't see the person who's unconscious, You said roll manipulation.
You're so gonna have to roll for this. Yes.
Let's see. Take off.
Is that what it is? If not,
I mean, he's being dead serious. He just is Malik, who is kind of an asshole and who doesn't really respect
he's here
authority.
to do a specific thing, not to help you save your
fine.
girlfriend.
That's fine.
Yeah, roll
manipulation.
roll a manipulation.
Do I have anything that would help me? No, I don't. Okay, so pachow, 1 success.
Okay. He kind of stops and he's like, and he lets one hand off and he doesn't move his feet, but he kind of like reaches, keeping his eyes on you, and he grabs the syringe and he passes it to you over Lamara's body.
And he takes it and he like pops the thing off and like puts it into the IV bag. Well, scan away. I clearly am in the middle of something. And he's like injecting it into like the IV bag.
Is she okay?
No, she's just strapped down to the table for funsies. You're in a med bay. You're in a trauma lab.
Right. I'm gonna need to scan her eyes too.
Does it matter if you can see the pupils or not? Because they're kind of rolled back in her head right now because of the whole being unconscious thing.
Well, I could take a fingerprint, but that's not usually standard.
I mean, I can pull her eyelids forward, and then you can hope for the best. Or
the kid's like, okay, we'll just start with you. And he kind of, the gun hangs as he lets go, and he pulls this thing, and he beboots the same machine on his arm, cocks his wrist down, and he beams this green light across your eyes. Now, Malik.
Yes.
Are your files clean?
It depends who's asking, Dot.
Okay, let me rephrase that question.
It depends, I guess, who he works for.
Have you altered your personal files in the past to make yourself look less criminal?
I guess the question goes back to you, not to be argumentative. Has Malik been caught? So far, to his knowledge, I don't think, as at least what we've put forth in play, nothing has been traced back to him as far as hacks go.
Okay, I'm gonna have you then roll a data gen roll.
Okay.
To see how strong the security is around your personal file.
Do I get a bonus for my computer, or just a straight data gen?
No, this is past data gen, past Malik. How did he do?
Man, he's gonna give you a darkness point, Dot. There's no way. Okay. There's no way I'm not gonna re-roll that. Okay. Not with his record.
I was about to say this ought to be.
There it is.
God damn it!
Critical Assad back again, baby. That's why his record's clean, because he's never been caught.
And it's true. And he looks at.
There's only one criminal Assad here.
What does this clean record say? What is your occupation?
What's my reputation? Oh, fuck.
No, your occupation.
Oh, my occupation. I was going to say, my reputation's 0.
No, your occupation.
We try to keep that. He works for Space Spy.
Jeez.
Okay. Anything else noteworthy on your file? Because if not, I'll make it up.
No, I think that the only, how in-depth would the file be? Is it like what you, like your Ellis Island papers kind of thing? That he was a transplant from Algol. Both parents deceased. It would list his brother, Tamir al-Assad. It would list that his only family tie is Tamir al-Assad, who is a graduate of whatever telemetry college of Coriolis or whatever the hell it's called.
He goes, oh, I see. I know you're busy with the
unconscious patient.
Woman.
Yep.
Yeah. But your file says that you work for.
I can't read the file, so.
No, sir. Who do you work for?
Currently or in the past?
Now.
Tal Tuma, the captain of the Defiant.
But your file says that you're currently.
I still can't read the file.
Employed. You're employed.
Space Spy. Yeah, no, that's where I worked on Coriolis before I took a job here on the ship.
Well, your official paperwork clearly didn't go through, sir, because you haven't actually become unemployed by Space Spy. So I have to technically report that you didn't file appropriate paperwork.
Oh, okay. Well, then as soon as we get back to Coriolis, I will file that paperwork. Must have been lost in the Mail.
Sir, actually, I have to detain you until those files are complete. You can roll manipulation if you'd like to try to maybe convince him otherwise.
What the fuck kind of justice system is this?
Yeah, you haven't been to work in like months.
Yeah.
Is there no
But
such
you
thing
didn't
as
file
no
the
call,
official
no show?
paperwork. So you say?
Actually,
just 'cause
can
you
I
don't
can I double check that paperwork real quick if you don't mind, just on this data pad right here?
Why don't you can look at my screen.
Sure. Do you mind? And he like puts his hands out to touch the screen.
Just keep your distance, sir.
Well, I can't look at the files.
Yes, sir.
until...
Just okay. This is quickly, sir. This is against protocol.
Okay.
You're...
Just real quick here. Doc, can I roll datagen to pull up the correct files?
Yeah, and see if he's wrong. Yeah. Try to trick him. Okay, yeah, I'll let you know.
Let's see how many darkness points I have to give Dot tonight. None.
Okay. No,
2 successes.
this is pretty good. You very quickly changed
I
it.
think you actually hold on, and then he
Hey,
like.
excuse me, sir. Please, I told you not to touch me, sir. Please just let it go, sir.
it this-
let it go.
this
he like pops his hand free of it, and he looks back at it. And he
The
says,
file. Is it that one?
Wait a second. No, that was blank a second ago.
No, it discharged. I think you read the line below it. Simple mistake. It happens with screen readers. It's the line right there. Right here.
Okay, sir, just
here.
stop speaking, sir. You're making me nervous. He grabs his gun again.
You're the one who
looks
has a
at
gun.
The woman. He says, "Now I have to scan her eyes."
You can try. And he like lifts her eyelids to reveal the whites of her eyes.
Right. He says,
Yeah,
"Okay,
that's
how about just a
Whole thing.
And he grabs her hand and he scans her thumb. He puts her thumb on the like on the screen, and the bar starts moving. It takes significantly longer than the retinal scan. And he kind of looks at you in silence while he like watches the bar, and he's like, "Sorry, it just takes longer, you know."
It's okay. I work at Spaceway. I get it. I get these calls all the time.
Well, I thought you aren't working at Space by anymore.
Yeah, but I worked there for 3 years. It says it right there on the
right.
3 lines
Yeah,
below.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you,
I saw the file, sir.
Okay. Well.
I saw the file.
Well.
And okay. Let's see. Lamara, Doctor, a surgeon.
Yeah.
She's right. You're Malik.
Yep. That's the
Al
one.
Assad, her guardian.
That is correct. Hence,
Did she leave Coriolis this way?
no.
I see here that she was healthy when she was checked out a few months ago.
Yep. That was a few
Or,
months ago.
I mean, a year ago.
Was it a year? Oh shit! It was a year, right?
Yeah,
it was a few months for us. Yeah. That is what happens. A lot can change in the course of a year.
I guess so. What's wrong with her exactly?
Currently, your guess is as good as ours. We have a trauma lab, but the services here in Otacon aren't as great. Do you have a great med lab on the Otacon station? Or do you just have a system infested with pirates? We're trying to jump back to Coriolis to find out.
Infested is a strong term, sir.
Okay, well, when they attack your ship, it's not
Okay, sir.
really a whole
What's
situation.
what's behind that door right there?
Dot, what door is there?
There's a door behind you, out the other side of the med lab that leads to an airlock.
Is it just an airlock, as far as I'm aware?
That's literally If you look at Roll20,
Yeah.
I actually have a map of it. I'll try to ping it for you. I've tried this before, but it doesn't always work. Oh wait, do I have it on the?
Where's our big map?
Yes. Hang on. I can bring y'all over. Yeah. Okay, hang on. I got this. I can roll 20. Boom. There is your first level, and you're here in the med bay.
Yep.
He's talking about this door here that leads to this airlock.
Okay, and I know nothing's back there? Besides the airlock? As far as I know?
As far as you know.
Space. It's an airlock.
I'm sorry. Oh. Well, I'm gonna have to check that.
Okay.
He goes over and like hits the button, and the first door open. And he kind of looks around at the shallow hole and sees there's a door on the other side, and he He steps in and the door behind him, because it's an airlock, and he goes over and you just barely hear the sound of the other interior door opening to the other side, which you know actually leads to the sealed room where the airlock drops out into space. That door opens and he goes into the airlock chamber. And he kind of walks around, you hear his boots a little bit, just barely. Do you do anything?
Yeah, you know what I do, Dot. I'm gonna lock the door. But like, you know what? I'll give you. I would like to roll for it. I'd like to lock the door in a way that doesn't seem like it's like locked, like it's like a malfunction.
It's a malfunction. Okay,
Yeah.
This is a data gen roll.
Yeah, but I have the ship's computer now.
I set Mike up for this. I want you to know that.
I know you did. 1 success.
Okay. You hear this first door that leads back into this small circular chamber click open, and then you hear a very muffled like, Mister, and then you hear like, excuse me, Mister, the door's not opening.
Is the door open again? It's been doing that ever since we got attacked by pirates in your system. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold it. Wait a second. And he's gonna hit the comms again.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Somebody clip that right now.
And this guy's like, sir, this door, it seems to be malfunctioning.
Hey, Tal, the forward airlock, the one near the med bay, it's acting up again. It's locked to one of the I don't know, badged mercenaries in the thing. Can you hit that from your end? I can't seem to get it on my end here in the drama lab.
Yeah.
Mister, you hear a random voice now over the comms. He's
Yeah.
is this a quick fix, or well, you should probably maybe can't you just like override this or something?
Yeah, no, I'm trying here from my end. It's not, and he's literally just like touching the wall near the data pad. Yeah, no, the captain might have to get it. We'll get you out as soon as possible. I'll stay right here with you. Hold on.
If you'll stop pressing the buttons, I'll try. Let me try.
Okay, yeah, you try.
I'm gonna try.
I imagine this is the space equivalent, Dot, to like when you get in your car and you go to unlock and your significant other pulls the handle. That's exactly what this is. Just let go of if you don't
stop. You have to stop pressing the buttons so that I can press the buttons.
No, just put
What
your
is
hand,
the password?
The password?
Isn't that how this door works?
Not that I know. I don't have a password.
You don't have the password?
No, I don't have any. We don't have passwords.
Well, is there like a code or something?
Not that I know of. I haven't ever.
There's like a long silence on the other end of the store as this young boy contemplates the fact he's now locked in an airlock. Accidentally, just for doing his job.
You're so mean, Mike.
To be fair, that message was broadcast from Malik to Tal across the whole ship.
It's
he's
true.
trying to buy time for everyone else to get in a hidey hole. So you all heard that I have accidentally locked one of the mercenaries in a fucking airlock hole.
The camera cuts and rewinds. To Tamir and Sewell in the hallway, arguing about Sewell getting into this hidey hole. The sound of boots begin down the hallway.
Oh. Okay, fuck it, I'll get in. I'm gonna just
roll an infiltration or roll an infiltration. Let's see how well you actually hide.
Alright, what am I rolling? Infiltration.
Come on, Sewell. Give us that. Sweet.
Alright, I'm gonna give you a darkness point here, Dot. Okay.
I need to I gotta actually put these on my little chart here.
Okay, this is like the one skill I'm supposed to be good at, so this is
true.
pretty
Y'all
sad.
have not been rolling well tonight.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Who's not
I
been rolling well,
disappear.
Dot?
I vanish. I don't even exist
that again.
anymore.
Yeah. All right. So here's how this goes down. Sewell slips in as if he is like built for this. You put the like grating piece back on. Tamir, just in time for the guy to round the corner. And he goes, sir, stand up, please. Sir.
Yes. How can I help you?
I'm
Hard
here to
speak.
search the ship. We're looking for fugitives.
No fugitives here. Just us, the crew of the Defiant.
God damn it, Mike. I'm gonna need you to roll a manipulation because that's a lie. There are many fugitives here, yourself included.
Half the fucking crew is fugitives.
No fugitives here, sir. Don't crack a smile when you say it.
Nope. Oh God, I don't have manipulation. So is that
Hey.
wits or empathy?
It's just empathy then
Cool.
to lie.
Hey, Dot, I have a
Oh!
question.
Yes.
No, I'll go ahead. Do you do you first?
He buys it. And he says, "Okay. Well, what are you doing?"
He just says okay.
Just in inventory.
Where?
Right here.
Kind of looks around. You're kind of. Are you here? How about this? You tell me. Is it in the cargo bay, the hidey hole?
I thought it was in the cargo bay.
Perfect. That's all
Wasn't
I needed
it?
to know. Yep, that's great. So
'Cause it's like
he
a
says
slot
he
on
kind
the
of
ship
looks
or
around and
something.
he goes, "Okay, it looks like junk.
Well, what is junk to you?
How do you inventory junk?
This is not junk. This is what fuels our ship. This is what puts food on our table.
I have to
It
do
is
a
not
retinal
junk.
scan.
You don't need to do a retinal scan. Let me show here. Come here. Let me show you. This is not junk.
I have to do a retinal scan, sir. It's part of the search of this vessel. Yes, Paul.
I have a question. That's not to go to the bathroom. As they're having a conversation, am I allowed to beep boop my recon droid?
Sure. You rolled a 3 critical success, so I would say yes.
Okay. I don't know how long it's gonna take him to get to where Gnome is, but I'd like to beep boop him to make his way over to where Gnome is. But I don't know how long that's gonna take. So you do with as you please with that, and then let me know when he gets there.
All right, you're having to drive this thing, yes?
Yeah, I'm like
This is a piloting role.
Tory game.
I imagine you are crammed in an air duct like this, and you're James Bond piloting your drone from your wrist pad. So you have to roll a pilot on this thing.
Oh balls. Okay.
It'll get there. It's just depending on like how well it gets there.
Where's pilot?
There
Okay, right
goes
there.
my ship.
Oh, I don't.
Okay,
have a,
it's
sorry.
just an it's
Sorry, I don't have an
it's
ability.
just an agility then. Just an agility.
Sorry,
roll.
I've been playing this for 3 years.
Oh yeah, I don't
That's
have pilot. Boom.
Okay.
Just an agility. Okay, 1. It is a little slow. You can get there faster, but you may get found out.
Yeah.
Or you can get there slower but not be found out.
Can I go at the normal rate? Is it just either faster or slower?
Yeah, in this case, because it's a limited success instead of a full.
I'll go slower because
Okay,
clearly I'm
you
not
kind
doing
of
well.
you kind of take your time. You're moving down the hallway like across the mess space, like real low to the ground. You know what?
Oh shit! Come on.
Tamir, you can roll a observation. Oh, okay.
That's a 1.
Okay, a success. Great. You hear a small like bzzz noise. For him, it just sounds like probably sounds the vessel, but you know that to be the drone. It seems to be coming from behind you.
Tamir just kind of just takes a slow, deep breath. I'd be more than happy to let you scan my retinas, but may I please see your warrant?
Sir, we are working under strict orders from Coriolis to search every vessel in this sector.
Yes, but you usually are provided with a warrant under jurisdiction 792.4. I am allowed to see that before I am allowed to give away personal identifying information. I would like to see your warrant, please. And as he
This-
says that, Tamir like takes out the spirit glasses and puts them on, eager to read.
Read everything that's happening around.
No. Just just like their reading glasses.
Oh, I see. Yeah, just kind of slips them on like they're gonna be your reading glasses. Got it. Okay. He says, that's I need a manipulation check to see if he believes you.
What?
Or an
Is it
empathy.
manipulation if it's real? There's got to be a like you need to.
Is it real? Is it real?
procedurally? you
Okay,
need to
okay,
present
okay,
the
here's-
warrant.
Tamir would know that.
Tamir
here's-
would know this.
Okay.
Arguing.
All right,
He's
here's
a
what I'll
scholar.
say then. I'm gonna take a wits roll. This wits roll will assure that this is true, that you didn't miss a fact of the code of what he actually needs as a warrant.
Are you trained in culture?
We have
Oh, that'd be
two
great.
cultural specialists.
That'd be great if you
You-
were.
And Alia.
So just roll a flat wits, which I think is good for you.
Typically, yes.
Okay.
That's a one.
Yes, you didn't miss a beat. You're not sure if that's exactly how it works, but you're pretty sure that's how it works. And he goes, yep. Okay, but like I'm not, the captain has it. Thank you, chat, for that corruption bar.
Chat. Why?
He goes, well, in fact, I do have a warrant right here.
Okay.
And he pulls one out. And he like folds it open. Well, I guess he pulls it out. He pulls like out a data pad or some kind of pad that like shows the warrant. He says, this one is official. It has, it has,
May I please? Can I see this, please?
he kind of passes it over. He goes, but it's official, so you have to, sir, allow me to do a retinal scan.
I will determine that once I actually fully properly read it to make sure that this is under your jurisdiction in our spaceship. So
Well, you know, if you're not
just a moment, I
comfortable
need
with
to read
me
this.
running the retinal scan, I can take you to my captain,
You know,
sir.
maybe
He'll
maybe
be-
I'm not comfortable with you running. Yes, I would like to see your supervisor, please.
He looks taken aback. Okay.
Look, this is space.
Fine.
Procedures are important. They are what keep us alive. And if this is how your operation is running,
I'm just immersed. I'm not. This is not my operation. It's captain's Look, just come with me. And he like takes the data pad back, puts it back in his bag, and he picks the kind of gun up off of his side, and he nudges you a little bit to like move forward.
as he does that, Tamir just kind of like slyly taps at his button head, so that he can shut up, Mike. So he can talk to Malik through comms without saying anything. Malik, I need your help.
Oh, you know what? About this time, you say, Malik, I need your help. And about this time, you hear your brother come over the comms, along with another voice you don't know, maybe another military personnel. That somebody's been locked in the airlock and it's malfunctioning, and Tal has been requested to come help.
The timing's too perfect. Malik, I need your help.
Malik, I need some-
We locked them in the airlock. One of the guys is locked in the airlock.
Precisely.
Tal?
Okay, so, sir, what is your name, by the way? And like, Tamir pulls out his own data pad so he could just like start taking down this guy's information.
he goes,
He is
"Sir,
like shifting the glasses, trying to get.
I'm
his,
gonna need
like,
you to put the
badge
data pad
number.
away and go straight to the captain, sir. Please
Oh no! You
put
don't
down the
understand.
data
You do
pad.
not understand. I am the engine. I will here. The pad is here. I am the engineer of this ship.
I cannot confirm
You
this, sir,
have-
because you will not
your
let me do a
comrade
retinal
is-
scan, sir,
because
in
you
which
are
I
not
have a
presenting
warrant
me.
for.
You are not presenting me the warrant.
I did
understand
present
my
it
rights.
right here,
Hey,
sir.
if I keep playing with this button, I'm actually afraid that it might space the young kid.
He stops. He
Can
now
I please
that
do my job?
he says, fine, and he bumps you and kind of pushes you into the mess hall where you see Tal, the captain, and all of you have heard kind of this going on. The captain says, "What's going on here?"
I need to go make sure that your employee. Does
What is
not
your
get
name?
spaced. My name is hang on. And Tamir just bolts for the lock.
The captain looks at Tao. Then he looks at his other guard and he says, follow him. If he's not had a retinal scan, keep your eyes on him.
I think there's 2 codes, but I don't remember which one is the door and which one might be the airlock itself.
I'm coming.
I thought you said there wasn't a code. You told me there wasn't a passcode.
I just remembered that there might be one, and I can't remember which one it is, so I don't want to
tell it to me. Just tell it to me.
But if I give you the wrong one, and it airlocks, you know what? I'll give you the codes, both of them, and then you can decide which one to put in. And that way, if the airlock opens and you get sucked out, it's on you and not me.
Wait, I'm not supposed to get sucked out. You can't do that. No.
Well,
This
I'm
is
not
just
going
a normal
to suck you
check,
out of
sir.
the airlock. I'm just going to give you
Sir,
the codes,
please
and if you want to put them in,
just give me the passcodes. What are the 4-digit codes,
I have
sir?
2. One of them, I'm pretty sure, opens the airlock. Do you want them both?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I mean,
one of them
yes,
is
no, sir. Stop talking.
one
sir,
of them
you're
is
making me nervous.
1111, and the other one is 1112. One of them,
About
I'm
this
sure,
time-
opens the airlock.
Tao,
Most secure spaceship in the world.
first in walks
Malik made those just now.
Tamir, followed, I'm guessing, by Tao and the captain. Do you follow Tamir to the med bay and the airlock?
Tal was on her way because she was
Perfect.
paged by Malik.
It's true. So then
We're
all of you
coming from
head
different
there
parts at this point.
and arrive
But-
at the door just in time to catch Malik giving the passcode
Yeah,
1111.
You hear the 1111 and then 1112, but I'm pretty sure that one of them opens the airlock. Oh, the captain's here. Hold on. Don't
Wait,
type.
I'm
Don't type. No.
dyslexic.
Don't type it. Don't type it. Our engineer's here. He can get you out.
Oh, praise the goddess.
Just in case, hold your breath.
What?
Tamir.
Yes.
He got in, and the damage we sustained from the pirates, the what were they, the vultures or something? That shot our ship. The door is jammed again, and he's stuck in there.
Nothing. Well, look, Cody isn't going to do anything about it. Let me look. I'm going to need to actually get into these panels. Just hang on.
Excuse me.
Try not to waste too much air. Just you will be okay. I will get you out.
What? I'm gonna run out of air?
Oh, that's
It's a-
right. It's separated from the.
It's
Yeah.
You should be fine. There's probably how long has he been in here, Malik?
Oh, like 10 minutes. Like 10 minutes.
So about 7 minutes. You'll run out of air. It's fine. You'll be. It'll take you
What
just a couple
is
moments.
going
Hang
on here?
I don't know if you can see this, but your young mercenary here locked himself in the airlock, and we're trying to get him out of the ship. We sustained damage from the pirates in your sector
Do
here.
you roll a manipulation for lying to him? Flat out
I mean-
lying to him.
I mean, technically, Dot, he is locked in the airlock, and we did sustain damage from
There's
the
a lot of
vultures.
Did not lock himself in the airlock. You locked him in the airlock.
See,
not
this is
wrong.
the thing. Too many words.
I
You
mean,
locked him in.
okay.
The Al-Assads. Like,
Y'all, I'm gonna have to get a Coca-Cola out of the mini fridge for this episode because
Fucking critical success! Welcome to Smash Kingdom! This is my house!
fuck me. All right, okay, all right. He goes, well, they are just mercenaries. I guess they're not the brightest crew. The other guy that's been tailing Tamir kind of looks a little saddened by that statement, and he says, well, sir, what is your name? He looks right at Tamir. You do have a name?
Tamir.
Tamir who?
Tamir Al-Assad.
Tamir Al-Assad. Thank you, Tamir Al-Assad, for getting my officer out of such a pickle.
Yes.
You
now,
can hear
if
him
you-
weeping on the other side of the door through the comms. He's like, oh, this is just so...
I need to take off this panel. Is that okay if I take the panel off? I need to. This is more of a
yes,
mechanical.
what is
situation.
going on here? And he gestures to Lamara. He doesn't care about the panel. He, at a critical success, he genuinely believes this asshole and the door is like malfunctioning. He trapped himself in there. He
Look.
genuinely believes that.
It's, to put it short, it's been a very long 24 hours.
Let me
My
guess.
crew doctor was injured in the scuffle that just happened.
With the idol, I understand. Unfortunate. He kind of looks her up and down.
Honestly, we just want to get to Coriolis to, you know.
Right, to sell your junk.
Yeah. We would also like our doctor to, you know, see a doctor.
That seems reasonable. He kind of looks her up and down. She doesn't look well fed, or actually, she looks kind of thin to be a doctor, but she wears official jacket. He kind of looks at her medical, though like tattered and worn and like torn and those kind of things. It is an official like doctor's jacket of the consortium. He says, seems odd. She must have left a very important job to come out here with all of you. Tamir, roll me a technology, please, to remove this panel and fake it till you make it.
We might not just be faking it. We might be sabotaging.
Are you gonna vent this, dude?
No, I'm not gonna vent the dude. Look, I messaged Mike, and Mike said, I'm not opposed, so, yeah, we're sabotaging.
Okay. I still need you to roll the technology to fake it.
Listen, if we learned one thing in 3 seasons, is don't back the Alisads into a corner.
God damn.
Shit gets wonky.
Okay.
I need more coffee.
We need to take a break. I need a monster. I gotta rethink my life.
Okay. At a 1 technology, you take the panel off and you're just kind of futzing. That's what it looks like. Like you're messing with stuff. It seems believable to anybody that doesn't know anything about what's going on behind that panel. And he simply again looks at Tao and asks that question again. She must have given up quite a lot to be out here in the middle of nowhere with all of you.
Well, what can I say? My crew's a family.
Right. He kind of looks at the guy who's been tailing Tamir and looks over to Tamir. Well, what is the verdict?
Oh, I just need to. I'm not. Sometimes it's a bit janky every once in a while. And Tamir is, as he's like just literally fumbling with wires and definitely like unplugging things and like shifting them around, but he knows what they would do, and it's nothing. Maybe he's like turning like the microwave light on and off or something.
Yeah, like there's some flashing,
completely different part.
Well, how long are we looking at?
He still has his comms on. I would like Tamir is just, you know, internally.
Sally, shut down the ship, please. Cut power.
Of course. The whole ship goes dark. Yellow caution lights around the floor begin flashing. There's a small...
Two wires touch, sparks explode everywhere.
Yeah, small generator kicks on to keep Lamara's medical machine beeping and dripping to her. The camera cuts to Sewell. Sewell, where does the little droid head? Where does your little...
He's been following them behind. He's basically on the ground being a Roomba and just pretending following a pattern.
Okay, so I'm going to... Okay. You see this entire conversation going down from floor level in the med bay from your hidey hole. They are on the opposite side of the ship from you.
Okay.
What do you do?
I feel like I should just stay in the hole, to be honest.
You stay in the hole, and then all of a sudden, all the lights go out.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Please, someone draw fan art of this scene in the fucking airlock, and then just like a small like comic style window of Sewell in the dark with popcorn, just eating it, watching this fucking Roomba bot.
Does the Yeah, since I'm watching, I have vision. I mean, I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? Is the hidey hole connected to any events, or is it just a straight up hole?
I would say there's some vent connectivity.
Okay, I would probably try to go through the vent and just kind of like maneuver my way further away from them.
Infiltration.
And oh, balls, okay, dokie.
To just make sure you get where you're going, you don't get stuck, you don't drop anything, you don't make a bunch of noise.
I also imagine like when I'm just sitting in the hole, as Tamir's fucking with the wires, he's just turning on a light on and off, and I'm
Keeps like
just like,
blinking next to your head or something.
like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this? Okay, infiltration.
Okay,
Alright.
a limited success. You move. It's not terribly quiet, but the good news is they're on the other side of the ship, so there's no way that they can hear it. Where are you headed?
I think I'm just trying to like get away. I'm not. I don't want to leave the vents.
Great.
But I want to see if I can get like a vantage point of just like, can I crawl on top of the vents, like on the top part of the air vents, and like kind of be over them? I'm lonely.
You crawl in and you peer through a very small ventilation like chamber, or like air slats or whatever that look down into the med bay. And you've got the picture from the floor into the room from the door on your wrist from the droid, and then or from the drone, and you've got an aerial perspective looking down at them from about 10 feet up here in the medical bay.
Okay. Question: do they have any? Would they have arrived on any vehicles or anything when they came?
No, you're docked to this station. They walked here.
Oh, balls. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just chilling. I mean, I don't want
Great.
to really get
The
in trouble.
camera is back inside. The lights are out. What is everybody doing?
Panicking over my patient.
You can roll a medic. A medic
I mean,
Reggie to check.
I know she's fine because the ship has a backup generator.
But you're fake panicking.
Yeah, so I'll give you a manipulation if you want.
Yeah,
Just
that's
for-
what I needed.
just
If you're
for
fake
fun.
panicking.
Let's see here.
Oh my god.
0. No successes.
He goes, man, calm down. This is no time for you
I'm
to
not a
panic."
doctor. I'm not a doctor. She's the doctor.
He goes, clearly. And he looks around and he goes, what is going on here? He looks right at Tal this time.
Honestly, we're trying to refuel so we can get back to Coriolis and get our doctor looked at.
He looks around and he goes, well, without any power to the vessel, with my hired mercenary locked on the other side of your airlock, and without having retinal scanned everyone on this vessel, we're not going anywhere.
Obviously. Now, as long as my engineer can get the ship back up, then we'll be hopefully fixing all of that.
He squints
And
a little bit.
I
Okay.
try to catch Tamir's eye, like,
Roll a command roll. Tal. You got this, you got this, you got this, go.
oh gosh.
Okay. He goes, all
Success.
right, Captain. It is your ship. I'll give you 20 minutes to diagnose the problem. And he says, and if he is not out in 30, I'll bring a welding torch and cut him out myself.
Great, that's just what my ship needs. One more hole from the system.
And he
I
says,
go
I'll
to
wait
the-
in
to the-
mess.
Yeah,
And he grabs his soldier and drags them out so all of you have some space.
Yeah, as soon as I said that, I immediately start walking over to Tamir and I get on my knees next to him, like, and I just look at him like I'm gonna fucking punch you.
The ship is fine. I just had Sally powered down.
Doesn't help anything. Get them off the ship now.
How do we get them off the ship?
Boot it back up. Let him out.
Malik?
Why are you
Like,
whispering the
looks-
door is closed?
They might still be able to hear.
I'm whispering just loud enough so that Tamir can hear me. Tamir would know. Tal is furious right now. She wants nothing more than for these men to get off the ship, and you are keeping them here.
The mess hall's on the second deck. I
Fix
can't
my
hear.
record. Fix my record.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is everyone else safe?
Yes.
Okay, great. and he pulls out his tablet and like wires into the ship, and he's just gonna diddly-do and clean up as best he can. At least this sector's like version of the record.
Tamir's?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a data gen.
Because I assume that the what do you call it? The station has access to the what the hell's the main computer called in Coriolis? You know what I'm talking about? The main computer. But I assume that theirs have like a downloaded. They're not like directly connected to the mainframe. So I'm gonna do my best. Let's see here. Let's see. We have our computer and we have some data gen bullshit. Pow! How about that? How do you like me now? If everyone's wondering, that's why I got saved from a junk planet.
Dude, I don't understand your roles. They make no sense to me.
Okay, here's what goes down. You don't just alter your files. You alter their record of having eye scanned all the people on this vessel.
Perfect.
So that they don't ask for it again.
You know, Dot, not to be greedy, but with fucking 5, can I Malik this up and in the process download all their eye scans?
Of everybody they've eye scanned on since being on the station?
Since however long you want to go back in time.
I would say for all your downloading are like who they've eye scanned for this search over the last like hour, because this is how long the search has been going on.
Sure.
You download 2 things, all of that data that of people they've eye scanned, and you download the warrant of search on every portal station across the Third Horizon.
Okay.
This they seem to be underplaying how actually important this is and what a big deal this is. Having that prison. Well, you know what you did.
Yep. Is that what this ties back to? From like scrolling through quickly, it ties directly back to that prison.
They are wanting to search this area heavily because they believe there are fugitives. They have some on board this station. They're holding them here, and they're going to be picked up. So they already have some survivors from the prison that escaped.
This warrant went out like an APB to all stations, right? Is there like a green check mark as like this ship's already been scanned, it's good, it doesn't need to get scanned at the next station?
Yes, yeah, like that's what all your eye scans are.
Okay.
This vessel has been cleared to move without having to be searched again.
Great.
You would just they would scan, you know, whatever the ship's like barcode is or vessel code, and
Perfect.
you'd be cleared. So that is what you have managed to accomplish with this role, so that your brother doesn't need to have his eye scanned, and they probably won't search the ship anymore. But while this goes down, our camera cuts to Sewell.
Oh boy. I'm just in the vent. Come on.
Sewell. You were crawling around, you saw your friends, and then the captain and the armed guy leave.
Okay.
They went to the floor above you. You can hear their feet on the floor above where this air duct you're kind of sitting on.
Right.
Roll an observation.
Okay.
Two, you can hear them talking. The guy that's in charge seems to be significantly more serious now. Maybe you even crawl down and find the vent where it's like open up to their feet. And as you stand up, your full weight, and we can just see your eyes over the vent, you can hear them talking. And the commando here, he goes, he says, well, the ship looks pretty clean to me. As long as we finish the eye scans, we should be all right. The rest of the prisoners that survived the explosion, they're going to have to wait here a few days. We're going to need to find rations for them. He goes, sir, I don't know where we're going to get those, sir. He goes, well, it doesn't matter. And that big one, the brute, he's going to eat a lot. He goes, you mean the one with the funny accent? Yeah.
Okay.
He goes, well, have a seat, kid. Can't go anywhere till they fix this ship problem.
My drone is like Roombaing behind the med bay, right?
Yep.
Am I able to send like a digital message on this display board so they can see it?
Who's in there can roll an observation. Because you haven't actually made the Roomba known. It's just kind of like...
He's just doing his thing, yeah.
He's just like hovering there, trying to stay unseen. That was his goal. So let's see if they see the message. Observation.
What if my Roomba bumps Tao's leg?
Okay. You look down, Tao. You see the Roomba. What message do you send across? You have limited... Oh, my God. You hear this?
You are...
Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you. That's what the front of that fucking droid says.
Okay, so I assume my screen's probably not that big. So it'll probably fit like a short message. It's just gonna say, won't leave, finish hurry the fuck up.
Hurry the F up. Goes boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. At the end it says critical Mike fucking sucks. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Tal just looks at the Roomba and goes, yeah, I know.
You see it from across the space, Mike. Or, Malik. The Roomba that's at Tal's feet.
Yeah,
You
he
also
doesn't.
see
He,
Tal flick it off.
yeah, he doesn't ignore it. I mean, I say he does ignore it. He's busy hacking the planet. Or sorry, he's hacking the world. I forgot the tagline of the show.
Hack the horizon.
I think if I remember, when they got me out, they saw the big brute, right?
The
I
only
can't
two would have
remember.
been Alia and Tamir, because they were there in the suits with the thing sucking you out. They vacuum sucked you out. They were holding the tube in place, so they're the only two that saw the other person below you. Would have been those two.
Okay, no, okay, I'm good. I'm just gonna stay hidden. Or am I not allowed to?
No. I'm
Sorry.
just thinking about something. No, you're good. I'm thinking about something. You hear the younger guy, his martyr. He goes, "Sir, you don't think this is part of all that stuff that's happened over there and in Towin?" And kind of looks at him and he goes, "No way they're connected. On the other side of the third horizon." He goes, "You're probably right, sir. You're right, sir. Who's fixing the ship? Are you gonna fix the ship? Fix the ship?"
Oh yeah, absolutely. As soon as Tamir gets that look from Malik, he just again in his head tells Sally, go ahead and power these systems on, please.
Of course. Everything turns back on. No problem, because the ship was just turned off.
Tal
was just
stands
turned
up and loudly says, "Look at that! You got it, Tamir."
See, you just need a little TLC with this, and he's gonna put all the wires that he just was messing around with back.
Are you opening the airlock door to let this poor guy out? Okay.
Yes, and the door will now open.
He comes tumbling out. This kid. He has been sobbing and weeping. His eyes are swollen. He runs over to you, Tamir, and tosses his arms around you and gives you a hug. And he hugs you super tight. He's, "Thank you so much. I thought I was gonna die on this heap of junk."
No. You're okay. You're fine. And Tamir's petting his head like a small child. How old is this kid or man?
He's like a 21-year-old man.
So he's 2
The
years
commando, walks in and he goes, "Soldier!" And he kind of jumps a little bit, and he goes, "What is going on here?" He says, "How did you get in such a..." And he kind of comes over and grabs him by the scruff of the neck and tosses him to the door, and he says, "Go outside and I'll meet you there." And he says, "I gotta get this last eye scan." And he pulls up the file and he goes, "What? Well, damn. Looks like you already had your eye scan." And he kind of looks around at this guy and he says, "But I didn't do it, sir." And he said, "Well, that dimwit out there must have before he locked himself in here. Get going. Take him inside." Sounds like his shift's over. Looks at all of you and he says, "Happy travels with your junk and all." And he slams his fist against the medbay door and it closes, leaving the three of you and, of course, Samara in there. Sul, you watch them exit the ship. They, like, open the door, the three of them leave. He kind of roughs this kid up. He smacks him up next to the head a little bit and kind of pushes him out. He seems very upset. But they are off your ship. You hear Sally go, Captain Tuma, the ship is fueled and ready for departure.
Thank the icons. Let's go.
We can take our place in line within the next hour. And Sally says, prepping for pre-portal launch. And you can kind of feel the first thing, of course, is detachment. That piece comes off of the door. The ship begins to kind of release itself. The hydraulics loosen and the ship actually levitates or like sits in space once again and you're free. And Sally takes her place in line to pop through the portal. But while all that happens kind of on auto, because that's what Sally does.
I get the fuck out of the vent.
You go bursting out of this, like falling out of this vent. Your droid, your little drone is like sitting there. Why not? Little eyes, like blink, little digital red eyes.
I'm so sorry. All I can think is the one scene with Bender in the ceiling tiles in Breakfast Club, while the rest of the crew is like doing launch preparations. He's like, one man walks into a bar with a poodle, woo, he just falls into the bridge.
Precisely.
So I would jump down into the med bay where everyone else is, right? Yeah. Or am I?
Yeah, totally. You kick out that piece. It comes clattering to the ground, probably just missing Tamir and Tau. And you can like plop out. And he lands to the ground. It's about a 10-foot jump. It's not too bad.
Damn. That could have gone real shit.
How did you get there?
What the fuck if I know? Did you know you have vents attached to anyway, yeah, that was dude, we should probably go as soon as we can. There's someone on here apparently that I remember and I really don't want to meet him again. So, you know.
Great. Well, Sally's already preparing us to go. So I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee and yeah, let's go get the fuck back to Coriolis.
Can I turn over to sorry.
Where's Alia?
I don't know. She ran out, but when this whole thing happened, she took the big floaty orby thing too. I didn't see her.
Yeah?
Sally, is Alia still contained within this ship?
Yes.
All right.
By the technical standards.
What does that mean?
Technically, she is aboard this vessel.
She in somewhere safe for us to fly.
We need to find her to put her in cryo.
Yeah.
I was waiting on somebody to say it.
Okay.
Sally, can you locate Alia?
There is a life form jammed inside of an air duct between the temple and the medical bay.
So how big are the air ducts?
They're pretty spacious.
Oh god, I thought she
As
got
far as air
stuck.
ducts go.
Yeah.
I thought she got stuck. All right, let's
Okay,
go.
well,
find it.
there's that air vent went further forward, and then that would be the chapel. So, oh fuck!
All right, here, I'll give you a boost.
I'm gonna jump on Malik,
Go back
holds
up and
his
in.
foot out.
but so I don't do like the typical way. I want to jump on Malik and kick off
Perfect.
to kind of like.
Okay, roll dexterity.
So, Malik for sure gets down and does the thing,
And I just jump on you.
and you like step shoulder up.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. You,
What a
you,
soul.
2 feet right off of his back. Use him as a bounding board.
Okay.
And you pull yourself back up and into this
go
air
over that
shaft
one.
and kind of crawl like deeper into it to see if you can see like around a corner. It does get a smidge tighter, but it ends and like drops off into a small open shaft. And as you look over the edge, you see Alia hidden here. But Alia is in some kind of, I can't say not conscious because she sits upright and the orb is in her hands. like
like a
on her lap
trance?
in her hand, but like a trance of some kind. There's an energy that seems to flow between her hands and this orb. And it's they're interconnected in some way. She's not moving. Her eyes are rolled back into the back of her head, and she just kind of sits there.
I've located her, and she's in some sort of, I don't know, paralysis, I think, and she's got the floating orb, and she's, I really don't know much about this stuff. It doesn't really look safe to move it, though, so, I mean, if I look around, is there, like, any other way to, like, maybe I could get her out?
You can see that she probably didn't come in from this point. She came in from, like, down where the shaft, like, originally starts, connected to the chapel.
Okay, so am I able to, physically, would I be able to, like, oh, she's so fucking tall.
Yeah, it would be a tight squeeze, but you can, like, drop down in there. You have to kind of tuck your knees up. She sits there crisscross with this thing in her lap.
Should I touch the orb? I don't think I can move her without touching the orb.
Should he touch it?
No.
Well, let him know.
I'm gonna touch the orb.
I
See
don't-
what happens.
No. So, do not touch the orb. Do you have a t-shirt on? Cover the orb and bring Alia's body out.
So we'll roll an agility check to take your shirt off in this tiny ass space. Cause you're gonna be like, it's gonna be all contorted and like trying to get your.
Damn, yo, that's uncomfortable.
Yeah, you don't, in fact, get your shirt off, but you do get your shoes off, and you can use your socks around your hands to not touch it if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that. I will take my socks off and I will use them as mittens, and then I will use that to slowly grasp the ball.
When you try to take it from her, roll a force check.
Okay. All right, they sucks ass, dude.
It is so tight in her hands. It's almost as if it is welded to her skin. It is not going anywhere.
This doesn't seem to be working.
You could try to just move her. Another force check.
Just pull her out.
Okay. I'll try to just push her out of the vent.
Yeah, you use a bare foot to smash open the grate that goes into the chapel, and you crawl out and manage to roll a force.
Fucking A.
It is a struggle getting her out. She is a big lady.
I'm gonna give you a darkness point just because three in a row just sucks. Okay, there we go.
Much better. And you pull Alia out. Her body kind of helps slide across the pillow that she has left here in the chapel as she kind of comes out. This orb still locked in her grasp.
Okay, I got her out. She's in the chapel. She's still holding the ball. Why can't I touch the ball?
Because there is an evil djinn inside of it.
I'll do it. Okay. I'm gonna sit her up like on the chair just so she's kind of like just sitting in the chapel holding the orb, and then yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah, she kind of just like sits against the wall, this orb right in her lap. Her body's a little limper now that you've kind of messed with it and moved it, but she seems like she's breathing and she's alive at least.
Do you guys want me to leave her here, or should I move her somewhere? She's just kind of there, just holding the ball.
Portal jump in T-minus 40 minutes.
Yeah, we need to put her in ice. You need to put her in the cryo.
Cryo chamber.
Okay. I'm gonna try to pick her up and then.
Okay,
take her to
I'll
the
say
cryo
you
chamber.
gave me a darkness point to move her, so
Yeah,
you can easily continue that motion. You kind of get her lower half like on a pillow, and you can just like drag her, like down the hallway all the way to cryo, to your cryo chambers. Do you want to meet him there, Malik? Is that what you're gonna
Yeah,
say?
I was gonna say he's actually gonna like unhook or like rehook the stuff for Lamara and like roll her cart. Like dismount it. It's space. It's a fucking hover cart. He like dismounts
it's
it
a
from
hover.
whatever it's mounted to in the trauma lab and is rolling this hover cart towards
Sul,
the bay.
Malik, you kind of meet each other on opposite ends, headed for the same door. Sul is dragging Alia on a set of pillows, and Lumara floats on this medical like stretcher that's headed both for cryo.
Hey.
Did you drag her the whole way?
Yeah, I did.
She's like
Pillows.
twice your size.
Yeah, that's why I had to drag her. I couldn't, carry her.
Huh.
How's the doc?
Still unconscious. Still, I don't know, deep possessed by a genie.
Yeah. Okay. Is it concerning to you that the ball's just kind of, ooh?
Yeah. You know, man, if I'm being honest, everything in the last 45 minutes is very concerning.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah. This is more concerning than Kua.
Just, and I think after that, just continue in silence until we get there to put it in the chamber.
As
And
we
the two of
contemplate
you-
all the magic that's happening around
All the
us.
stuff, as you both enter, you're able to like slot the stretcher into one of the cryo tubes. You're able to very slowly get Alia into one and like strapped in, but the orb's still in Alia's hands.
Do I want to close this with her holding that, or?
You know, man,
Just don't have a choice.
fuck it.
Okay, I just slam it shut.
Yep. You like boop boop. You set the kind of piece. Tal, Samir, Malik leaves with Lamara. You hear that 40 minutes to jump.
Well, that was fun. Why?
I panicked. I don't know. Look, I'm not good in these situations. This is more Malik's territory.
Yeah. Next.
I only powdered
If
down
that
Sally.
happens. Yeah, but this. Tamir, I have so many words, and yet somehow so few.
Then say nothing. We made it through this okay. This is the least of our problems.
Yeah. Coffee? I need coffee. You need coffee? What?
We're about to go to take a long sleep, so I need to go
Yeah,
finish
It doesn't matter anyways.
preparations for a jump. Are you okay though? I mean, with everything going on.
I'm just a figurehead of this ship.
I mean, yes, you are the captain.
Mm-hmm. That's what people keep telling me.
Because that's what you are.
I suppose.
Hey, you've got us here this far. We're all still alive. We got Lumara back. Kind of.
Tamir, I don't know how back she's gonna be. If she even wakes up. That
I-
Jin was attached to her for a long time.
I know. But I still have to hope for my brother.
I suppose so. Did he completely wipe your what did he do exactly?
Oh, I have no idea. Honestly, I, I just trust my brother.
Okay. I'm not sure if I can trust your brother, to be honest. He's a little shady.
A little?
I'm trying to be nice. He's your brother.
Do you trust me?
To the ends of the horizon and further.
I trust him. I know his methods are unconventional. But he has a good heart, and it is in the right place.
Samir, there's nothing conventional about this ship.
There's not. It is a research vessel, outfitted like a pirate vessel.
Yeah, we're junkers.
We're junkers. What do they know?
They kept calling us pirates.
Well,
Don't look at me like that. I am not a pirate.
you're not a pirate.
Thank
But
you.
all the circumstances, we kind of look like pirates.
Fine.
There are worse things to be. Like Soul's father? Like the dancer?
No, that's a pirate.
I don't like her.
I mean, I don't like her either, but she's effective.
Effective at messing with us? I, if there is such thing as a space bully, she is the definition of a space bully. Like, if she wanted to kill me, she could have just taken a better shot, and she didn't. So she's just fucking with us.
Yeah. She's effective. She plays mind games to Mir. That's what she does. And the further you let her into your head, then the better she wins. The more often she wins. Can't let her get to you. That's how she wins. That's the game she wants.
I am not very good at games.
Well, she is. Like I said, she's effective. If I played the same games as she did, actually, I wouldn't want to play those games. She's too good at them.
I don't know. I'd bet all of my. I have to remember what currency we use in this
Burr.
game. I've played so many
Yeah,
RPGs.
burr.
Burr. Thanks.
It's
I'm like, what is the space
burr.
currency? It's different in every fucking game. If I were to place all of my burr on who would win, I'd bet on Ta. Every time.
Depends on how we're fighting.
Well, if we are talking about the best damn pilot in all of the Third Horizon, then that pilot would fight tooth and nail and win by any means.
"20 minutes to portal jump."
Shall we get ready?
Yeah. I hope Soul leaves his clothes on this time.
I was just about to say, I hope Malik has pants on this time. Still don't understand why they feel that is.
And so does the crew gather in the portal chamber to make jump, except all, of course, Tao, because Tao has to do it from the bridge.
Oh, I make sure everyone's tucked in cozy.
Yeah, Tao makes sure everybody's tucked in.
But not before a little smooch.
Oh, a smooch. Of course, because you never know.
You never know. You never know.
But this is this starts a very long travel back. Portal after portal. Tao, you're pretty much the only one that wakes up each time. Nobody else really needs to. I'm going to have you roll a piloting test. You're going to get a +1 for the blessing on the ship. I believe you get a +1 because you have some kind of plotting thing for long proximity jumps. Or long jumps. Portal jumps. And then I'm guessing Tamir probably helped orient the vessel, so I'll give you another +1 for Tamir, because Tamir's a specialist at this kind of thing. Piloting check to get to and from.
Cal, as always, also prays before she goes.
Yes.
Do I get another one?
That'll be 3. The blessing on the ship basically is a prayer of any kind, yeah.
Perfect. Limited success.
Okay. It is exactly how long you expected it would take, Tao. You make every jump from the Otakon system back all the way across to Kua. By your calculations, each time that you wake up, it takes you roughly 2.5 weeks. You wake up, the ship still sleeps, you refuel, they put you in line, and they ship you out again. And you make a series of jumps over and over and over until you make it. 3 weeks later, Alia still lies in cryo, hands on this strange globe. But you're here. And as your cryo chamber opens up, you begin to thaw out, your vision begins to come back, the stars dissipate and kind of blink your eyes. You can hear the sound. This is Coriolis requesting docking coordinates for the Defiant. I repeat, this is Coriolis requesting docking codes for the Defiant.
I hit my comms and give the codes, which Tal has memorized at this point.
Yeah, you say it as if you reach over and turn off the alarm. It's just auto for you, especially after having done this trip there and back. You punch the codes in, there's a pause, and of course they say, "Welcome back to Coriolis the Defiant. You are cleared to dock in the upper decks."
Go ahead and hit the button to wake up the crew and start going to...
Sally says, "Welcome back, Captain. Nice flying. The crew seems to be in stable condition. Alia still has not wakened from whatever stasis she is in."
Thanks, Sally. All right. Now coffee. And I go to my station.
Yeah. Maybe you even flip the thing and you can start hearing like that wonderful sputter of the coffee as it drips, its first drips in the morning.
Oh, what a beautiful sound.
Beautiful sound in the world. And Tamir, Sul, and Malik. Your cryo chambers open. The same thing, that drowsiness. Your eyes come to as you hear Sally say, "Welcome. We have arrived in Kua. We are scheduled to dock in Coriolis in T-minus 25 minutes.
Thank you, Sally.
It has been exactly 2 weeks, 4 days, and 3 hours since the last time you were out of cryo
That's a quick jump.
Yeah, that felt great.
Hey, kid. You're a terrorist.
But
That's rude.
No, we're on Coriolis, and you're a terrorist.
He's a what?
Like a terrorist.
I've been on Coriolis. It's fine.
Wait, since when?
I don't know, like 8 months ago, 9 months ago, ish.
How long have I been locked away?
A year.
A year. Even-
Technically, Sul has been gone from Coriolis for T-minus
Jeez.
1 year,
Did
4
you
weeks, and 3 days.
Still keeps going. Did you
Wow,
like up
whole
her
year.
personality a lot? I remember her being so quiet.
You know, we just missed you.
My
a
last
lot.
upgrade was
Oh,
on
Jesus.
the Hammurabi
Scared
station.
the shit out of me. What the fuck?
Jake, the mechanic, cleared all of my data files, refreshed, and rebooted my systems. I feel good as new.
Wow.
I gotta go back in and reset some of those settings. Anyway, what are we gonna do about you?
Do about you?
I'm not on a watch list.
Did
I
you
have a
not
clean
take
record.
me off of the watch list.
It wasn't a podunk mercenary watch list. It's the entire Third Horizon watch list. I'm good. But I'm not hack the government good.
So are you wanted here, Tamir?
Like
Like,
everywhere.
like your face? You show your face, you're gonna get arrested?
I don't.
No, I don't think. I mean, we were literally living on Coriolis for months.
He is not a top priority criminal, if that is the question. I would not call him top priority. Say he runs into the wrong place or accidentally gets arrested and they run his file, he could be in a lot more trouble.
Look, Malik, it seems like he'll be fine. All right, just don't do anything stupid and keep your head down.
See, Sul gets it.
I'm just saying. I
Look,
mean,
Mel-
we're
Mel-
here.
It doesn't bother me because I didn't do anything.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure we're here to, like, stop an invasion that only we know about from, like, weird magic mysticide things. Everything we're about to do is super illegal.
Everything we have done is super illegal.
That's the point.
I
Everything
do a
we've
lot
done,
of illegal
and
things.
now you're on a wanted list.
His existence is illegal.
That's not.
And-
That's what?
And the wanted list is
The
just
three of you roll an observation.
Oh, Christ.
Oh boy.
And then a demon dog attacks.
And you know what? Since you're arguing, you can take it. Okay, well,
I
I was
failed.
gonna say -1, but that's okay. You failed.
Yeah.
I can
What does Malik
reroll.
get? I swear, perfect. Perfect. Y'all are arguing, just like bickering back and forth. But Tamir, you're staring at your brother, and you get that feeling. The hair kind of stands up on the back of your neck a little bit, and you just get that feeling like you're being watched. And your eyes adjust over your brother's shoulder, and you realize that Lamara's pod is standing open. She is standing there,
No.
eyes open, staring at you rather blankly, all of you, just in a blank stare. Arms at her side, just staring and breathing.
Lamara. And like Tamir twirls Malik around.
I feel like all
immediately.
three of us would just snap.
Yeah, your heads like whip around to see. She stands there. She looks she's doing that like KO sway a little bit. You know, where like if you pushed her she'd probably fall over. But she's just kind of standing there, head cocked to the side, eyes blankly blinking at all of you.
Hey.
Can I push Malik towards her?
Yeah.
I want to push Malik towards her.
Hey, he stumbles forward.
Go talk to her.
Hey, shut up.
Shut up.
Dr. Lamara, are you okay?
Hey, what?
Oh damn.
Hello?
He walks right past all of you. Just like
Oh.
feet carries her right past Malik and Sul and then Tamir, and she gets to the door and she very slowly like boops the button and the door slides open and she just
Tamir.
walks right out.
Tamir, do magic.
We should probably stop her. We should probably stop her.
You shouldn't wake someone who's sleepwalking.
Oh my
Hal, I
god.
imagine you get a check on your crew.
Yeah, Tal's walking back towards the cryo chambers with a cup of coffee in hand, like
Poor
sipping on it.
Tal.
Like, what the hell is taking the guy so long?
You see it as you come down here. What's going so? And you look, and down the hallway, Lamara does not look at you. She does not stop. She simply turns and walks towards the direction that would lead her, like towards the medical bay. She just turns and walks. The door. You can hear their voices like as the door closed behind her.
Seeing Lamara, I say, hey, Lamara, hey.
She does not stop.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
after
Pick up
her.
the pace,
Door
yeah.
opens
Pick up the
again.
pace and
The four of you
start
meet.
following.
They come out of the door like the Three Stooges, followed by Tao, who's got this cup of coffee, and you all follow her. Do you stop her? Like physically stop her? Or do you just see where she's going?
I'll try to like put a hand on her and be like, hey. Not in like a threatening or restraining way, but to kind of like reinforce touch, like there's somebody else here, you're not alone.
Roll an empathy check.
Limited success?
Okay. She doesn't freak out. That's a plus. You put your hand on her shoulder and she stops. Her head turns very slowly to look at your hand on her shoulder as if it is a foreign object, a bizarre thing. And she reaches up and touches her hand to yours on her shoulder and quickly pulls it away. Looks around, turns around, and looks at all four of you, still in a very unknowing way. She backs up a little bit and puts distance between you. She kind of looks like a deer in the headlights.
Lamara,
Who is
Yo.
that?
that is you. Are you okay?
Stop calling me that. I don't know who that is.
What's your name?
I don't know that either.
Well, that's okay.
Where am I?
You're on the Defiant. I'm Tal.
She goes, I don't feel good. And she kind of looks like she may go, like she's a little weak in the knees.
Can I help you get to a bed? Kind of hand my coffee over.
No, I just got up.
hoping somebody.
You grabs it. Yeah, Malik takes the coffee from Tao. She goes, I must, and she kind of looks around and feels the walls, and she starts walking again in the direction she was originally headed, and she picks up her pace just a little bit with like purpose. The coffee mug keeps getting passed backward all the way to Tamir, who finds like a shelf for it, I imagine, or like a something nearby to like set this coffee mug on. As the four of you follow her, she goes all the way back down to the medical bay. And you see her stop in front of the medical bay door and press the button. It slides open and her eyes get big. As if she is remembering something, recalling. The light bulb begins to go off and she kind of walks in and runs her hand down the table and across the countertops, and she slides open a drawer and she grabs a scalpel. She closes the door and she kind of holds it up and looks at it.
Lamara.
Can I ready an action?
She goes, what?
You okay?
Yes.
Do you need anything?
No. There's nothing left to. She kind of takes the scalpel and runs it down the slick vinyl topping of this medical bed here. You can hear it like rip as she like slices it open. And she peels it back and she says, but where are the insides?
Oh, the inside of the medical table's right there. You see it. It's just
She
fluff,
grabs some
though.
of the foam with her hand and pulls it out and tosses it to the side.
Okay,
She says, "No, where are the insides?" And she begins like ripping the foam out.
this is really weird. We should stop her. Probably.
And she's just tearing up the bed.
I kind of get a little bit closer, kind of putting my hands out, like, hey, there's no more insides to get in here. That's just about it. Why don't we just, sit down for a few minutes and take it easy and tell me what you remember?
What the fuck? Tal, can I? He just kind of shrugs.
Like she slices another part of like the upper portion of the bed and peels it back. She says, "No, there are no organs there."
Yeah, that's not a person.
Malik walks to the center of the room, and like while he's doing it, he's like poking at the the personal thingy watch that's on his wristwatch. And
Like
he
the
starts
data
like
pad?
no, it's a personal communicator thing that has like a holograph.
yeah, yeah.
The personal holograph. And he
you go,
starts
okay.
like poking around with the holograph, and you see like that blue wireframe kind of thing as he's like moving through saved files on there, and he like undoes the band and sort of like places it in the center-ish of the room, and like crouched down, he hits like a few more things, and he kind of like looks like a shrug at everyone, and then says, Lamara, does this mean anything? And then he like hits a button, and then the cube in the center expands to like be the walls, and it's a exact wireframe replica of whatever she wrote on her walls in the nut house from season 2, episode 1.
She kind of looks around and her eyes squint and she says, "This is not me anymore." And she turns and she stops and looks at you, Malik.
Oh shit.
She stabs the scalpel into the table.
Oh.
And she kind of walks over like a dog trying to figure out a sound. Her head kind of tips and she looks into you. You're sure of it. And she comes and gets really close to you. But I know you.
I mean, I would hope so.
What are you? She kind of reaches up and puts her hand across, like, on your face and feels it a little bit.
I guess your boyfriend.
She tips her head again as if she doesn't quite understand. And she smells the air next to you.
No, that's normal.
You erased all these things. And she kind of points at the writing, the fake writing on the wall.
We had to? You were dying.
I've died twice.
Yeah.
I remember.
The third time you would have taken a lot of people with you.
She kind of squints again and she begins to cry. A very silent kind of cry, but you can see it. A tear breaks her eye and then the other. And she says, "But I help people."
And that's why we had to erase this.
And she struggles for a second and her knees buckle a little bit. She says, "I don't remember anything. I'm empty inside."
Well, that's not true. And we remember almost everything.
Then who am I?
He like reaches down and like pulls like the tag like off the jacket, what's left of the tattered jacket, and says, "You're Dr. Lamara."
She
You are
kind
the
of takes it
chief
from you.
chief metacurge on the Hamura station. You are now the chief metacurge of the Defiant.
She kind of takes the badge and brings it close as if it might offer her some kind of comfort. It clearly doesn't. She walks over to the medical bed and she lays down. She splits it so that she sits on the inside of it. She tries to peel some of the leather back around her. I'd like to be alone, please.
Okay.
Sally's voice comes over the intercom. Captain Tumo, we have docked.
Thanks, Sally. Perfect. All right. Where'd my coffee go?
It's sitting on the counter back in the mess hall where they like fire laned your coffee backwards.
Yep.
Yeah, comfort cocoon.
Tal's gonna go find her coffee to finish it off. All right. I guess we should get a message that we're here. They probably already know.
Malik is the last person out of the med bay, and he takes two of those those little stools that doctors have with him out of the med bay, and the door closes behind him, and he puts one against the door and then one on the opposite side of the hallway, and he sits and he puts his feet up.
Sul's gonna sit next to Malik like a child and cross leg and be like, "What are you doing?"
She wanted to be alone.
Are you just gonna stand out here and just wait for her?
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Why?
You know, I don't really know.
Huh.
It just feels like the right thing to do. And he slides his data pad up and swipes a few times and then places it where his feet are on the other stool, and it's the camera feed of the trauma lab.
Huh.
Malik, you see when you turn the camera on, she is no longer on the bed. She's up next to the wall on the other side of where all of you are. She's kind of leaning against it, curled up in the fetal position, and her ear is against it. She listens, or at least seems to be, and she sits there on the other side, exactly parallel to you.
I get up and kind of put my hand on Malik's shoulder and then be like, "Miss a step." And then I'm gonna start walking away.
He kind of reaches out and gives you a whack on the arm.
As a reflex, I grab it. I'm sorry, but
that's
then I
fine.
let go.
That's perfect. Yeah. Okay. When you guys leave, make sure Tamir doesn't get in trouble.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be fine. You worry too much about your brother.
I went away for a few months and then he became a terrorist.
All right, good point. But
So, if we could make sure nothing happens, while I'm
I'll
on the
make
ship.
sure. I'll make sure nothing. No, I'll make sure he's fine.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry. And then I point
appreciate
to what is it called? Fuck.
The Shemog?
No, the module mask. I
Oh, yeah,
like a
yeah.
little. I have a little. I'm gonna be like, I'll make sure no one recognizes him, and then I'm gonna walk
Mhm.
over. And I'm gonna,
You meet Tamir and Tao. And we'll say that our camera follows the three of you Are you going out to meet the judge who has requested your presence?
Before we leave, could I just kind of give Tamir the module mask? He doesn't have to use it, just in case.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, your brother wanted me to make sure you're okay, so here. And I take the module mask and I give it to him.
Okay, well, it'll be fine, right? Like,
I think it's more of a peace of mind for him. It's more for him than you. I think. I don't know. Maybe. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
When I look at Tal,
Thanks.
I do kind of do one of these things to Tamir, like.
I feel like there's something happening that I don't understand right now.
I just kind of keep pointing at Tamir. I'm like,
I look Tamir up and down. He probably looks fine, right? Like there's nothing weird about him right now.
he's just doing this to be weird.
Yeah, it's so. I think
Okay.
you've just not been socialized in a long time. Let's get you into more refreshing air. Hmm?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, when we go to this meeting, just listen. Don't talk.
Okay. I put my hood up and I kind of get ready to leave.
As the doors slide open, you are meted by a tall, well-groomed man. He's exactly as you remember him. His hair dark, kind of sleeked and greased over, well-kept. His robes all the way to the floor. They are immaculate and embroidered. And he smiles, this judge, and he says, "Welcome back to Coriolis.
Hello.
3.5 weeks it took you to get here."
A little bit faster than we thought it would be.
He smiles. "Well, if there is anyone I believe that can cross the third horizon and get out of trouble, it's definitely you and your crew." And he kind of looks at just Tamir and Sue and says, "You seem short a few."
We have an injury and
"Oh, disappointment. Should I send medical?"
I think we'll be okay. They're just gonna stay on the ship to
"Wonderful. Follow me. We have business to attend to."
Yep.
He kind of
Oh,
like
shit.
rallies the troops. He very clearly is a man in charge, if that makes sense. And he walks you out, and there is a sound you've not been met with in many, many weeks. The busy, busy corridors of Coriolis. Now you can see, and Sewell, probably you're a bit surprised. First off, there are missing signs for individuals posted on every free board. Every piece of LED has somebody that is missing. Soldiers have doubled. There's double the amount of security. You see armed guards everywhere. People walk with their hoods up. No weapons that you can see anywhere. It is... You can feel it in the air. It is as if somebody sneezed, it would all crack and break into all-out civil war.
I'm gonna. Can I lean over to Tal and be like, "When was the last time you guys were here?"
It's been a few months.
The fuck happened?
As we start walking off, Tal's hand kind of instinctively goes towards Tamir's, but then she stops and puts it in her pocket, running her fingers into the brass knuckles that she keeps in there. Squeezes it. She says, lots of things have happened, Sewell, and once we have time, I'll definitely fill you in a little bit better, but right now is not a great time to discuss everything.
Okay.
He leads you down through the people to what seems like a place of business. There are like meeting tables and chambers. I wouldn't call it a restaurant necessarily, but there's a woman that's offering people like coffee and water, like the basics. And he gestures you into a private room. You've been in a room similar to this before. In fact, when you returned from Kua, you reported to him in a room like this. And he opens the door and he says, "We have much to discuss. I know that all of you have come and gone from Tawin, but I need you to consider returning." And the camera cuts back to Malik on the ship, sitting outside Lamara's door. You hear the comm turn on, the door comm, Malik. And her voice says, "I know you're sitting there.
Uh-huh.
Why?"
Because you asked to be alone.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why not?
Because you're still here.
No, you're alone in there. I'm out here.
There's a pause again. She goes, I don't know what it feels like to be with anyone anymore. I don't know anything but emptiness.
Well, you're not going to learn it in there.
There's a long pause on the other end of the... She goes, "Where is it?"
I actually don't know. Wait, which part?
You might hear a smile crawl across her face, Malik, when you say that. There's a small lift in her voice as she says, "You know what I'm talking about. Where's the darkness?"
There's a giant lady in a cryopod, kind of holding it
Where's the lady?
in a cryopod, in the
Where?
cryopod room.
On the ship?
Yeah.
The door slides open. Lamara's standing there. "I want to see it."
Why?
"Because I want to see it."
You promise not to touch it?
"Yes."
Do you promise not to touch it?
"Yes."
Okay.
Okay.
And
She never makes eye contact with you. She always stares at the floor.
I think when he gets up from the chair, he'll grab the data pad and slide it back where it goes. And then he, not in an interlock kind of way, but more like a child crossing the street kind of way, he takes her hand and leads her towards the cryo lab.
You can see she pulls back a little bit at first, as if there's a lot of trauma here. And then she kind of relents a little bit to that, and lets you lead her into the cryo room, where I imagine at the end we see, under blue lights, Alia still under cryo, this black orb right here where she kind of holds it.
And he takes his arm and wipes away some of the fog from the frost
Alia
from the
kind
outside.
of comes over and gets on her knees and puts her hands on either side of the glass and looks deep into this spot you've cleared away of fog, where you can see this black orb. And she simply says, "It's so much smaller."
I heard it was pretty violent, though.
Her head kind of tips and she runs her hand. Again, you can hear it eke across the glass. 4,302 days. That's how long I was in there.
No?
She looks at Malik and she nods yes. 4,302 days I spent with pure darkness.
That's kind of Tamir's department, but it was only a year.
They could hear you all,
That's what I heard.
when Tao would talk and you would talk, and But I imagine it's the tall lady would talk.
Told you she was huge.
It fed on me. I don't remember your name.
It's
She
Malik.
turns and looks at you. Malik. What am I supposed to do now? Malik?
The same thing the rest of us do?
What's that?
The best you can with what you have.
And what do I have? I don't remember anything. I can't feel anything.
I swear to God, swear to the icons, if you tell Tal I said this, you have
Who's
the
Tal?
crew.
The crew. Yes. The Defiant.
That's us.
What are we gonna do with it?
You know, that's kind of the big ladies department.
I want to kill it.
I think that's the plan, but I don't really understand how. But I think she has it, like, contained. That's kind of why she's still on ice.
Where were you?
When?
When they ripped that out of me?
About 10 feet away in the mess hall.
Why?
Because I wasn't allowed in the room.
Why?
Something about you trying to kill me, I think, is what I got. They were a little scarce on the details.
How long was I gone?
About a year.
Here.
I had to eat worms to help save you.
She kind of looks at you, one eyebrow raises. That's quite a sacrifice.
They were worms so big you could ride on them.
You rode a worm?
No, but I tried like hell.
She kind of smiles, digs her foot in the ground. If I remember correctly, you would prefer to hide in a crate than get in a fight.
Yeah, well, you know, when the most of the planet wants to kill you, you kind of have to figure it out.
Well, it looks like you figured it out.
It does look that way.
She never really removes her hand from where the orb is. But she just stand up and she kind of looks at you and she just says, I feel so lost without it.
What about the other stuff?
What other stuff?
When I showed you the picture of the walls, you said that was gone.
Yeah, I'm not really that person anymore, I guess.
Yeah, but that came before that.
It's hard to explain.
Okay. Well, you don't have to.
The creature, it feeds on you. on every aspect of you. Your mind, your soul. Something I didn't even know existed. Your heart and desires. The Lamara, I guess you rescued from whatever prison that was, has been consumed.
So are you the Lamara from before that? Or a whole new one?
I don't know. I'm the Lamara that comes after that. She kind of runs her hand down the glass over the orb.
Because, I mean, listen, I met you once, and then you died. And I saved you that time. And then you were a different Lamara, and then you died. And we collectively saved you this time. And now you're a different Lamara. And I don't know that we're going to be lucky enough to save you from a third one. So if you could just hang out with us and not die, that'd be awesome.
What are you trying to say?
Stop dying.
Well, the last time I checked, I haven't died yet.
You're welcome.
She kind of laughs again. She says, I guess you have, fixed that problem?
Yeah.
A couple times?
Yep.
I believe I'm supposed to say thank you.
They were kind of our fault, so we'll just call it even.
Her brow kind of furrows. That part she may not completely understand.
Yeah. But that's kind of what happens here.
So, I don't really know what to do now. But do you want to go find a crate with me? She kind of looks at you very genuinely.
Yeah, actually, there's a crate in storage. There's a whole thing with shadow space dogs. Come on, I'll tell you all about it.
Okay. And she kind of looks around. She says, so many upgrades. She kind of looks, and this time she takes your hand. No interlocking fingers or anything. Very still, like she's along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine you head to cargo where there are crates. And,
Yeah, specifically the one that's
yeah.
like over the vent, right?
The vent, yeah. There's like a crate or whatever, and it's large enough for the both of you. And she kind of crawls in and pulls her knees up, and she says, "I don't know. It just feels comforting, I guess."
You remember that time that there was a box on a slide?
She says, "Duh."
There you go. That's why it's comforting.
Are you gonna get in?
After you. And he like moves a hand to like help her into this crate.
Yeah, she gets in rather confidently and like pulls her kind of, like I said, knees up to her chest.
He like leans over and like hits the comms panel that's inside the cargo room. Sally, delete all footage from the last 30 minutes and stop recording.
Deleting all footage from the last 30 minutes. Stopping recording.
And he climbs into the box.
She kind of smiles and grins and pulls the lid, not tight, just kind of over top of the both of you. And in a rather childlike way, the two of you like blanket for it, but this time inside of a rather large and empty crate.
Mm-hmm.
She smiles and she kind of grabs your hand and she says, "Now this I remember." And the camera cuts to Tamir, Soul, and Tal walking into this kind of conference room, sterile and clean. He has 2 guards that accompany him. He did not have guards last time. He does now. And he smiles and he simply says, "Have a seat. It has been what? Nigh on a full cycle since I have laid eyes on all of you."
About?
He says, "Well, I hope you're well."
We're getting by. Looks
Well.
like you're doing pretty well yourself, at least for now.
I'd say we are all getting by. But I have called you all here because you have been, well, selected. All of you surpassed our expectations with your evaluation of the Towan incident and then your mission on Kua. The consortium requests your help again. I don't know how tuned in you are to the incidents around Towan, specifically the Hamura system. The Order, of course, the consortium has maintained control of it, but in lieu of losing control of the Debarian system, which feeds into the opposite side of Towan. You all might pretty much be aware of this. There was like a little bit of a civil war battle, a little ship battle that happened. The entire Debarian system now has a blockade held by the Order of the Pariah. It came to our attention a few weeks ago. A vessel was, well, what was left of it, was launched out of the Towan portal. He looks at Tamir specifically. Yes, I know. Things don't usually backfire out of the portal. In fact, it was so violent, it shot whatever item it was across the Debarian system. He says, the Debarian system. Bumps up to Yuharu where this is happening. He says, it shot it out of the Yuharu portal, all the way across the Yuharu system to a planet. I'm going to pull up a map for you guys so you can just kind of see what I'm talking about in Roll20 for reference sake. Boom. Here's the Yuharu. He says, in fact, it shot out of that portal all the way across through the asteroid belt, and we believe this vessel has landed on a moon in the Yuharu system. More importantly, based on the disk that you all returned to us from the Towan system, he kind of smiles, remember? The lost vessel of the Ghazali?
Yeah.
Well, it seems that this vessel that was launched out of the portal unexpectedly matches that of the Ghazali. We believe it is the large or rest of the freighter, the battle freighter that was escorting it through. A small chunk now floats around a planet called Azra 1-5, which is actually a moon. But we believe the other half of it has landed on the planet proper. We're looking for a team to sneak into the Yuharu system, past the Order of the Pariah's barrier, and go planet side. We need scans run on that vessel. We want to assure that it is, in fact, the one we expect it is, and we want to know what happened inside of that portal and why it has reappeared over a year later. You will not be going alone. Things are volatile right now. So I have a commando and 2 legionnaires that we will be assigning to your ship. They should come in handy.
Great.
He says this won't be a problem, will it?
Generally like to keep my crew as small as possible, less casualties, but
I understand. It seems only reasonable, but we want to assure that nothing happens to you. And that you get what you came for. These are highly trained operatives. They will serve you well and be able to provide you with all the gear that you need because, of course, the far side of Azura 1-5 is covered in ice water. We believe the vessel has broken the icy surface. You will be on a diving mission.
Water and I don't have a very good history. I apologize for that groan.
He says, don't fear. We will assure that you have top-of-the-line equipment for breathing underwater and scuba diving.
Great.
Questions?
Right. Do we know if any data is going to be still viable after being submerged?
We are unsure. He says, our agents have been able to pick up a small distress beacon, which is how we know that part of the ship, at least the part we're hoping, is intact. But it is going to be your job to get down there and scan and see if we can recover anything from the Zafirah.
Who are the operatives assigned to us?
He says, I'm glad you asked. Let's meet them. All right. He says, well, he gestures to the two soldiers on either side of him, the two legionnaires. He says, this is Dala and Farouk. 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 Dala and Farouk. Adala Amun and Farouk Gaim. And he says, I want to make sure I get her name right, because she's a badass. I can't find it. He says, your commando will meet you after your briefing with me. Because I don't have her name right now. Because I can't find it. But I do have your two legions. There they are. The two of them don't say much, but they do acknowledge you as captain.
All right. What's the pay for this job?
He smiles, of course. Well, as much as your last job. Which I believe was 20,000 burr.
25.
25,000 burr.
Captain, if I may.
Of course.
Last accepted mission from you
Yes.
was at the prospect of maybe they will succeed, maybe they will not. But we have now succeeded multiple times against all odds. And you expect us to once more risk the lives of ourselves while weighting us down with 3 additional bodies? I do not feel that is sufficient enough pay for arguably one of the best pilots on the horizon, with a crew who has made it through just about anything. You might even say the impossible.
He flips something on like the screen in front of him on this table and he says, yes. The engineer, Tamir al-Assad. Bargaining. Your team has grown, I see.
We know our worth.
And how can I trust your new teammates? This Lumara seems to have quite a medical record, even though she herself is a medical expert. And your other... Well, I only see you have 1 more registered to your ship. You said 6. Or 3 more, he said, so that would make 6. Who am I missing?
No, you're 3 more. You're 2 legionnaires and their captain.
Oh, yes, the special branch officer. I see.
Yes.
Kind of squints. All right. We will offer you another 5,000 Ver. We are, of course, covering all expenses related to this trip as well, including the 3 extra miles being fed. Is that sufficient for you, Tamir?
What about a different bargaining chip?
Okay, he says, what is it that you could possibly want?
You are in a position of power, are you not? As
Get a
general?
warning look from Tal.
I tend to find myself in places of power. It comes with the title of judge.
Oh. Perhaps you could, instead of the additional burr, clean up some of our more dirtier records of the members of our crew.
I see. He kind of squints across the room at you. The 2 agents kind of look at each other. He says, interesting. Quality bargain. I will assure that the records of all your crewmates are clean when you provide me with a full list of names. I promise to clear your records of any and all wrongdoings upon your return with what we request.
You're lying. Or does Tal think he's lying?
You can absolutely roll an empathy. I would take a manipulation here.
I do not have that, I don't think. No.
So just a flat empathy to see if he's lying.
Tal believes him.
It's hard to tell. You can tell this is what he does, like smooth booze people.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell if he's lying. You would know he does have that power. He is a judge. Whether or not he'll fully come through with it, that you can't tell. From right now, anyways.
Tamir has 0 trust in this person. He hasn't wanted to work or deal with them at all. But he's testing the powers. He's testing what they can get out of him.
Sewell. Okay, I see what you're saying. You're seeing how far you can push. Sewell, while all this is going on, I want you to roll an observation for me.
Oh, what? My roll 20 closed.
I promise this will be... We're closing out here.
He said, fuck this game.
I didn't even realize it closed. What the fuck? Okay. All right. You want me to roll a observation?
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's all right.
Fuck.
I'll tell you this. There's something about these 2 legionnaires that look really familiar. You just can't put your finger on it.
Could I...
Give me a darkness point? You sure can.
We're gonna have to meet them in a moment.
Yeah, no, it'd be stupid. It's not gonna
Baby.
change anything. Yeah.
Look at her baiting you.
Okay. He says, well, if there are no more questions, cleaning up records I can do pretty easily. We'll go ahead and give you half your payment now. He hits a button. 12,500 Burr in your account. Oh, and do not forget, you might want to drop by and see your patron. I bumped into him just a few days ago. He seemed rather interested as to where you have all been. Now, that being said, Legionnaire Dalla and Farouk, would you please escort these very, very qualified folk to go meet our special agent? They kind of like nod and stand up tall. And one of them opens the door. He says, I'll be around if you need something or have questions, but I will send the full brief direct to the Defiance computers.
Stand and turn to leave.
You follow, I'm guessing, these 2 legionnaires?
Yeah.
Do y'all follow? Okay. They
Yeah,
don't.
I
They
followed
do
them.
not. They do not say much. They do not say much at all. Does anybody have metacurgy? But you know what? But you do have technology. Who's got tech? All right, roll technology if you have it, but only if you have it.
Limited success for me.
Woo! Okay, great.
And a critical Assad.
Soul can just roll a regular observation, but a critical success for that technology. As you're walking, you see. Nope, you don't see it. This guy kind of scratches at his neck, but like, maybe he's just got an itch. The woman though, she moves her hair. Tal, you think you see something, but Tamir, you know it immediately. As her nails rake across her skull, you can hear metal. Like there's a giant metal plate or like metal skull piece up against her skull. You don't know if it's like a proper piece of tech or what it is, but she has a big ass metal plate across that hides off her like faux hawk that she wears. We're gonna say that's Dala, because why not? Farouk is the man that's kind of this gruff man that scratches his neck, and they lead you to not far from here actually, to a door with 2 other guards. They nod. There's like an agreement. Everybody sees what's going on. They open the doors into kind of a private mess hall. You see a few other legionnaires and agents, but sitting by herself is a very plain, dark-haired woman. Her hair is kind of stringy and hangs loosely around her like black gear that is just like decked out to the nines. Actually, look, I have a picture of her. That's her right there. Oh, no, that's not her.
Look at that product placement.
Look at that product placement. That was not the plan, y'all. I saw.
Oh, she just so accidentally.
Not my plan. I really did have a picture of her. Here she is. I'm gonna try to make her bigger so all of you can see her. She has a gun, knee pads, kind of full-scale armor. Total badass. She looks over with a knowing eye at the 2 legionnaires that lead you in, and she kind of gestures for you to join her at the table. As you get closer, the 3 of you, she stands. Salutes. Says, I'm Special Branch Agent Nadina Sarish. It's nice to meet you. It seems that we'll be spending the next few weeks together as we travel from here to Uharu.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great trip. I'm sure of it.
Hello.
She kind of nods. Well,
I'm Tal.
Captain, right?
Yes. That's what people keep saying. Well, you're special agent. What do you specialize in?
She smiles and she says, most people have to work really hard to find out that information.
Well, if you're going to be on my ship, I need to know what your strengths are.
She says, I did not get here because I don't have strengths, but if you must know, I have done quite a few things in the past. She says, I started as a registrar for the Colonial Agency. And I was a fast negotiator. So I became a liaison officer between the agency and the Alabaster Council. And some people would say if I told you the rest of it, I might have to kill you. She kind of smiles with a little bit of a, like, knowing that she probably ran an agency or was part of some kind of undercover spy network. She says, but espionage is not my game anymore. She says, I'm an active agent now in the field.
All right.
I'm glad this satisfies you.
Tells me enough of what I need to know.
She says, I'm going to send the Legionnaires to gather our equipment necessary. If it is true, and we are headed to the dark side of that moon, it will be cold, and it will be wet. How many in your crew?
Hold on, I'm counting.
That's okay. That's okay.
Wait, hold on. 6 total, including myself. 1's inactive at the moment. Staying with
Inactive?
the ship.
Well, we'll prep 6 suits anyways. And she looks at it and she says, 9 suits in total, please. And she says, I want you to test everyone. If anyone's malfunctioning, I'll assure that it is your fucked up suit that you have to wear. They both nod in understanding. And they leave to go gather. Here they are, our lovely little legionnaires, Dala and Farouk. Dala wears a big old suit. She ain't playing. Farouk is really beautiful man, a kind of dreaded hair pulled back in a pony. He's the one sitting. There they are.
That's
I
cool.
can't see it at all. It's
Oh no, is it too small? I can get this one closer.
just I can only make the window so big, and I'm old.
It's okay. I'll eventually load them up into Roll20. I just didn't do it for today. 'Cause I wasn't sure y'all were gonna get here.
Hey, we did it!
You did it. And she says, we'll meet you tomorrow
Yeah.
for what I hope to be a fruitful journey. She says, you do have a plan for us sneaking past the barricade, right?
Well, I just found out about the need to do that, so I'm still kind of working on it, but we'll get there.
She says, well, it's a good thing you've got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
She says, good afternoon to all of you, and welcome back to Coriolis.
This is quite the welcome party. Thanks.
She says, it always is.
Yeah.
She salutes you all, asks the Legionnaires to kind of escort you out. And she leaves, the Legionnaires leave to go get all the equipment. They probably head to a proper military gear place, leaving the 3 of you kind of standing in the mess of people bustling around you.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to go get supplies now. Or at least start placing orders.
Yep. Is there anything specifically y'all want to do before you head back to the vessel to kind of wait out? Because they're going to refuel you, get you set up with your coordinates and all that. You aren't going to have to worry about any of that. More than likely, when you return, they've already dropped off supplies.
Who wants a drink? Do you guys want a drink?
I could use a drink.
Yes, you could use a drink. And I imagine that's where we see. The 3 of you are like, fuck it, we're going to a cantina. Is that where Tamir goes? Does Tamir drink?
If he doesn't, I'm going to drag him.
He needs to go see an old friend. Now.
Maybe we actually see Tao and Sewell share a drink. 2 people that we don't often see share space and time together. Next week, we'll get to find out what they talk about over drinks. We'll get to see Tamir go visit an old friend. But our camera ends tonight with, well, I say that, cuts to 2 people in a box. Lamar kind of sits there awkwardly. I imagine Malik sits there awkwardly. Do you say anything?
No. Because, she's crazier than ever. So he's kind of letting her adjust back to whatever her level of normalcy is. So he's just, quiet and, there. like existing in the same space.
She probably doesn't say much, but she does at one point say, I used to pretend I was sitting in a crate. When the monster used to hunt me in the jar? This was my safe place.
I mean, I made a metal dome. It's not quite a crate, but that's where I would go when the...
You had a safe place too?
Yeah, from the worms and the local inhabitants.
Where did you go?
The planet, well, I guess it's a moon, sort of, outside Algol, called XR.
Why?
There's a ship crashed there. Like...
Were you helping people?
One person? A ship crashed there, like, I don't know, a couple 100 years ago, I guess?
Wow. They
Or
must be
something
old.
like that. Well, they were dead. But they had a book.
Did
And
you
the
get
book had instructions on how to get you out of a jar. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Kind of stops and like takes that moment in.
You got
So-
stuck there for a while. So I built a safe spot.
Went all the way to a junk planet to get a book from a dead man to save me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then there's like an awkward pause, if it could get any awkwarder.
Yep.
And you hear like
yep.
you hear like another like ripping of a small amount of fabric, and he like reaches out through the darkness and like pulls her hand back and unties the gross shitty shemagh and ties like a new one back on, and then sort of leans back in the box and is back to quiet again.
She smiles and she simply says, I thought I had lost this.
Nah, it's right there the whole time.
Yep, the whole time. She kind of smiles across the box at you and squeezes very tightly around the shemagh, and our camera pans out on the Defiant, parked at Coriolis in somewhat seemingly normal way. But across the third horizon, things are aflutter. An ancient god has been birthed from an accidental prison break. For whatever reason, the portal to Town has decided to regurgitate a ship that has been lost for over a year. And for whatever reason, the darkness has decided that this team is destined to find out what happened to the Zafirah. But our camera ends on Alia, asleep, locked in embrace with, I don't even want to call it an artifact, an item of great evil and darkness. Sleeping, waiting, under ice, on board the Defiant until next week.
And with that long pause of silence there, that is where we end this episode of Void. Season 3, Episode 4? 4. Homecoming. And boy, did we. That being said, if you guys like what you saw here, you like what we do here, Patreon link down below. Best way to support the channel. And speaking of the Patreon, we're about to get out of here. Go film our after show, which is exclusive for our Patreon viewers. So if you guys want to see that, again, link down below. But before that, let's go around, do our introductions, get the hell out of here so we can do that after show, and we'll see you guys in the Discord. We will start with our magnanimous game master, or as she prefers to be called, game mother. Dot, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
I'm Dot. You can find me on the line as Little Red Dot, where I do this all over the place, y'all. I tell stories and I get to roll dice with really incredible people. Right now, my big places are here. You can check me out on Cobalt Press, where I'm producing for them, which is pretty exciting. And the Stitch of Fate podcast, if you want a little extra kind of dark VTM horror in your life. You can come get heaping spoonfuls of it. And my best sexy voice, if you weren't sold already.
That's true. That's the voice we need for Hot Dice Daddies.
I was about to say, could you imagine if Lamara had come out that way? Reemerged as Vera.
I don't think.
God.
I'm gonna save that for the. We're gonna save that discussion for the after show because I'm not ready for that live.
The world is not prepared for that. Ding. That was my turn. Ding, ding, ding.
Eris, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Oh, hey. I'm Eris Zavad. I make stuff. I also talk a lot of shit with Nomadic. You can find the stuff I make at erisavad.com. There's a whole bunch of shit on there. It's all great shit. You can follow me on Twitter at Stitched by Eris, and there's stuff there too. I think that's about it. That's all I got, really.
Yeah. And if you go to erisavad.com and you buy anything on there and use coupon code Hot Dice Daddy, you can save 6.9% off and have yourself a nice time. Oh, yeah. Speaking of Hot Dice Daddies, Gnome, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Sup? I'm Gnome. I'm only playing space games right now.
That's true.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. You can catch me every fucking where. Playing space stuff. My schedule is on my Twitter, which you can check out. And, you know, other social places. At Nomadic, that's me. I do the things. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. We're good.
Perfect.
Stuff. It's all there. Nailed it.
Perfect. And last but not least, Paul, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hello, my name is Paul. You can find me on Twitter at in1123. Thank you so much.
What a professional.
Wow.
What a straight up professional.
Paul, everybody.
Paul.
Paul, everybody. That's it for us. We're out of here. Hope to see you guys over in our Discord. And like I said, if you want this after show, get it over on our Patreon. But for now, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Pew, 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 pew.